Yes, you can share the screen, Mila.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first day of this course of creating your digital personal brand. Thank you very much to Her Royal Highness Queen Nadia Harihiri, founder and CEO of Success World International and Success World Academy. And welcome to all of you who are on the Zoom and watching us on YouTube. So let's start with my presentation, which is, my name is Mila Zimunhu. I live in Spain, and I am a social media strategist, mentor, and networking consultant. So I usually work with people who want to learn how to use the social media for their brand, for their business, and create the opportunity of getting potential clients online and help grow their business. Now, for most of us, we would ask, why social media? Well, social media is what we use each and every day. And I'm sure that most of you already are using Facebook. The potential that a lot of people don't realize is that Facebook actually is a great place to grow a business. And if you're not already tapping into that potential, well, during these 10 weeks, I will help you learn how to use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and any other social media platform to create that brand so that people get to know you, get to know your products, your services, and how you can help them. So the trending social media platforms nowadays are Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the newcomer TikTok that has blown its potential of users since the pandemic, WhatsApp, that a lot of people don't really realize can also be used to grow their businesses, and Pinterest, which is one of my favorites, especially if you have a website or a blog. Through social media, you can connect with your customers, build your brand, create awareness, and become a thought leader in your industry, and so much more. However, in order for that to happen, you need to have a desired target audience. You cannot just produce content, post publications, and pray that whoever sees it is going to share, like, or comment. You need to know in which platform you need to put the most effort, because this will be a job at the end of the day. And you need to know who your target audience is. Who is that client you want to work with? Who is that collaborator you would love to partner with? You need to know all those details. So when creating your brand, you need to have your vision. Write down your vision. I always say, write down everything that comes to your mind, because it's one of the best ways of remembering. Make it concise, make it short. Know how you help solve your potential clients' problems or problem, and align it with your brand values. You need to know your values. What is your mission? So your personal brand mission should be to inspire, educate, and the most important, communicate. Communication will be a topic we will discuss in future sessions, because communication is very important. And we need to know what our long-term goals are to be able to help potential clients online so that they will contact you, ask for your services, buy your products, share your content, which is very important, and recommend you if the occasion arises. So in order for your social media presence to have an impact and reach your desired target audience, remember, find out which social media platform really is the best one for you. Well, you could say Facebook is my favorite place. However, does Facebook really have your audience? Or you could say, I love TikTok, but does TikTok really have your audience? That is so important. Let's discuss 6 steps for choosing the right social media platforms for your digital brand. Firstly, we need to define your goals. What is the reason why you're using a specific social media platform? What content you want to share? Will it be written content, video content, interviews, courses? Define the goals that you want. Secondly, know the different social media platforms and their uses. Each one works differently, and we need to work using those differences. Thirdly, identify the platforms your target audience uses. Do you really know where your audience is? Do you know in which groups they hang out with? Do you know how they use those social media platforms? That is so important. Fourthly, define your voice and tone for each social media platform. For example, YouTube is video content. So how are you going to create your videos? Will they be long form, short form? Who is your target audience? TikTok is amazing. Short form videos, and you can repurpose those videos in other platforms. 5, you need to differentiate and tailor content across the platforms. So if you're using TikTok videos, that's perfect. You can use those videos in Instagram and Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts. However, if you're creating YouTube videos that are much longer, for example, this video, you can break it down, use the same video but in a shorter form with the highlights, and repurpose it, for example, for Instagram. That way you go tailoring your content to the different platforms. 6, measure and adjust your strategy. It's so important to see how far you're going 3 months down the line, what needs to be bettered, what needs to change, where you need to tweak your content, see which posts have had better reach, what people are actually sharing from your content, and that way you begin adjusting your strategy and really creating content that your audience really wants. So with the first one, define goals on social media. Do you hope to grow brand awareness? To be able to do that, you need to have SMART goals, which are specific, achievable, measurable, realistic, and timely. Specific, know who your audience is. Measurable, have a time frame to see when that is going to, when you're going to adjust and see how that strategy works. Achievable, do you have the time to do the content that you want to create? We always need to look at our time frames. Is it realistic? Can we do that work? Do we have the potential, or are we willing to learn? Because at the end of the day, social media is practically learning day by day. These platforms have updates every now and again. And sometimes when you think that you have learned it all of a sudden there's a new update and you need to learn what has happened and see how you can adjust that in your strategy. And timely. Is the content that you're bringing out timely to the audience that you're trying to attract? And the most important, communication. Ask your clients that you already have, what would they like to learn? What questions do you have? Frequently asked questions is a great way of connecting with clients. And ask your collaborators, if you already have them, What would they love to learn? How would they love to work with you? Who else would they love to communicate with, or who would they like to know? Who within your network would they be interested in getting to know? And this way, you start getting more communication and knowing exactly what your audience would like to see from you. Knowing the different social media platforms and their uses, we need to think about how each and every one of us is already using social media as a consumer, as a person. What are we doing on these social media platforms? What do we look for? What industries are we searching for? What niches? What content do we consume? By seeing what we do, we can now create a strategy and see what our potential client is doing. And that way we can work accordingly and adjust for attracting the right audience to us. Okay, now once you have set your goals and you've gotten to know the different social media platforms and their uses, think about how you as a consumer are using it. For example, Facebook. Let's look at some statistics. Facebook has more than 2.8 billion users every month. Now, if you think of that amount of people using Facebook, your target audience definitely should be using a part of Facebook, whether it is the groups, the pages, or even the possibility of products selling and buying. Well, then probably your target audience is in Facebook. It's interesting to see that while a lot of people still think that Facebook is for 50 years and above, actually 65% of Facebook users are under 35 years of age. The interesting part about the statistics is that 98.3% of Facebook users actually use their phone. I personally use my laptop and my phone if I'm out and about. However, 98% of the users of Facebook are actually using their phones. And more people are using mobile versions, mobile apps of social media platforms. And there are a lot of businesses that are creating special offers for mobile users only. And I've actually checked that and it's surprising. So think about how to create that when you're trying to reach your target audience. So Facebook is usually where people share their photos, their updates, general news that they find of interest to them and think that their network would be interested. And that's how they engage with their audience, looking for likes, shares, and comments. So now if you're thinking of a strategy on Facebook, think of a way of how the people who come onto your page, your business page, or your personal profile, which we will discuss in further sessions, how to get them to share your content. Because likes are okay, well, it helps to get your publication seen. However, the best way of actually growing your brand is getting people to share and comment on your posts. Now let's look at the sister company of Facebook, which is Instagram. So it has been rumored that Instagram has over 2 billion monthly users. Can you imagine? So 81% of people actually use Instagram to research companies, products, and services. So if you're trying to grow your brand, it would be a great idea to be on Instagram. 500 million people use Instagram stories on a daily basis. However, I must remind you all that stories are posts or photos or publications that only last 24 hours. So make sure that whatever you're going to post on stories is something that you want people to connect with within 24 hours, but also you want them to take the next step and come onto your Instagram feed where you have all your different posts and get to engage with them there. And the other important part is users of Instagram spend an average of 30 minutes a day on Instagram. So imagine the information overload that could be there, and they only have 30 minutes. So we need to make sure that our content is relevant, timely, and informative for them to make those 30 minutes worthwhile for them, and that they will share or at least send us a message and ask us for more information. LinkedIn, my favorite platform, and I'm sure that Queen Nadia will tell you that I'm always talking about LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is the social media platform for professionals. And I love it because once you go into LinkedIn, it's not like Facebook where you're sort of trying to connect with people and still asking those questions of how are you, how is the family, what have you been up to on the weekend. It's not that type of platform. LinkedIn is professional. The people there are short on time. They want to know exactly what you have to offer, why you have contacted them, and how can you work together. So I say on LinkedIn, it's business. It's like you're going to a networking event, make sure that you know what you want to say within a brief and concise period, know who you want to contact with, and really work on creating that elevator pitch of who you are, what it is you do, and who you work with. LinkedIn has 810 million users, professionals, okay? It is considered the most trusted social network for professionals. Do not think of LinkedIn as a place to find a job. That has changed over the years. Think of it as a place to network, to create newsletters, to grow your contacts, to collaborate, and if you've got a product or service, to be able to promote it on LinkedIn. The audience is mostly millennials, okay, so those born between 1981 to 1996. And as a professional networking site, it's also a place to learn. So it's an excellent platform for B2B companies to reach their audience, and a valuable tool for driving traffic, whether it is to your website, to your events, whatever you want people to see about you, and establish yourself as a thought leader, as well as recruit employees if you are recruiting. Let me check. There is a question, I think. Heather, I think you are from South Africa, correct? Thank you. LinkedIn is serious stuff and you love it. Congratulations. It definitely is an amazing platform. And to grow a digital brand, I think it is one of those places you need to focus attention on and really take the time to work and connect and network with people. Let's go to Twitter. Now, Twitter has been for years. Its most popular users are aged 25 to 34. It has 206 million users daily. For me, it's a lot of noise. However, I have to agree that Twitter is one of the best places to get information at the moment and find out whatever there is happening globally. Especially if there is an update on Facebook or any other social media site, go into Twitter, look what they're saying, and find out on the moment what has happened. So yes, Twitter is fast-paced. a way of staying up to date with trending topics and events in real time. Right. Derek, you're asking, how do you create a LinkedIn business profile? That we will discuss next month in May, okay? And welcome. Some LinkedIn and Twitter is your favorite. Let us know how you're using Twitter. Do you check it daily? How often? And what are your favorite niches? I would love to see what niches you look at, because that's also an important area, because that's part of your SEO or search engine. What industries or niches do you mainly look at? Okay, so in Twitter, we remember that we use 280 characters. You can either share quotes, statistics, news. You can include a link to your website or landing page. And that's one of the best ways of getting people to come out of Twitter, which is not what they want. None of the social media platforms do they want people to leave that platform. However, Twitter does give you the option of being able to share your link to your website and have people visit your website. Let's check the chat. Heather says Twitter has a lot of opportunities. Definitely, I agree. It's also specific. Yes, it can be opinion-based, but so can Facebook's. I think each and every social media platform, we just need to know what we really want to do with those social media platforms and use it to the best of our advantage. Right, let's go to another favorite of mine, which is YouTube. YouTube has 42.9% of the global internet users using it monthly. And that's why it is a search engine, apart from Google. And Instagram also now is also becoming a search engine. How do we use search engines? Depending on the hashtags we're using, the keywords we're using, that is what's going to help people find us on the internet. So YouTube, you want to learn about cooking. You type in cooking and you will have thousands of different videos on cooking. How do you make it more specific? I look for cooking, Greek cooking, and it will show me the videos that are specifically for Greek food. The same could be, I'm looking for Mexican ideas for a party. Putting Mexican food ideas, those are your keywords, and that way is how you're going to use YouTube as a search engine. So YouTube has currently 2 billion users, with India being the most YouTube users in the world. I was actually surprised when I looked at these statistics, followed by the USA. And it is true that in a lot of videos for content creations where you learn how to see the latest updates or use different apps, it's true that a lot of these videos are Indian content creators. So now I understand why India has the most YouTube users. And well done. More than 1 billion hours of content is consumed every single day. Now, YouTube videos are not short. They can be from 30 minutes to an hour to 2 hours. And yet more than 1 billion hours of content is consumed on YouTube. So definitely it's food for thought to think, how can you use YouTube to get your brand out there and get people to know about you and what you can teach them? Because at the end of the day, each and every one of us has the possibility of teaching from our experiences or what we're learning and be able to help someone else who is looking for that information. And YouTube is becoming an increasingly popular social media platform for vlogs. So we all know blogs, which is written content, have had a big impact on many people. Now, vlogs, which is your daily life done through video content, is what is gaining more traction. So if you don't feel scared about creating a video about what is your day-to-day lifestyle, start a vlog on YouTube and grow your following that way, as well as other types of content like showing people how to use your products, frequently asked questions, that for me is very important, and anything else that you can teach, or questions or interviews as well, I find very interesting and a great way of building your brand and helping other people build their brand. So by choosing the right social media channel for your business, you get to market to a more targeted, more interested audience without blowing your budget on paid advertising. We will discuss paid advertising later on, but I always say when you're starting off, work with the free tools that you have, that there are many, and then once you've created that brand, start using a budget and creating paid advertising. But don't start with that before you have created your digital brand online. Otherwise, it might be a waste of money, especially with the price of ads online. So remember, we're looking at targeting the audience, not trying to fill the whole space, but reaching those people that really need us. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. So identifying the platforms, your target audience.
I have a question.
Yes,
So,
go ahead.
with all these platforms, so how to be successful and how to make the right choice?
Right, to be successful, it's work in progress, first of all. That means creating content. If you can't do it daily, at least trying to be active on social media, I would say 3 times a week. Getting people to ask questions, asking your audience questions as well so that they answer. And video content. Right now, video content is what people are searching for. It's day by day. This doesn't happen overnight. While people all talk about viral content is that you created something that has attracted the attention of a lot of people, but it's not that easy, okay? What you need to know is who's your target audience. Write a list of things that target audience really wants. What are they looking at now? What groups are they in already? What content are they already consuming? Maybe books, TV shows, YouTube videos, and see how you can grab their attention and get them to find out about you.
Okay, so it is a work. Yeah, I have to work. So people have to work on.
It's a work in progress. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I always get asked by people, how do you stay on social media? I say, well, it's writing out a calendar, knowing what topics you want to discuss. If you've got 3 main topics, keep within those 3 main topics, find subtopics, and at the end of the day, just ask questions. And it's also important that we get rid of a lot of contacts that we already might have on maybe Facebook or Instagram that we have not communicated with them in the last 2 to 3 years, and that might not be having a social media presence, so that we can connect with new people who really are on social media and really are looking for what we are offering. I hope that has answered your question, Queen Nadia.
Yes, thank you so much, Mila. I think that we have also other questions on the chat.
Yes, I've just opened it. So Nozi Sogoni it is always so daunting to start fresh or new with no digital editing. How do you start that? Right. I say, go with the flow. Do not be afraid of making mistakes, because we all are going to make mistakes on social media. Remember, share only what you want to be able to see in the next 5 to 10 years. That's so important, because whatever we share on social media stays on social media. And make sure that we are helping people, we're inspiring people, we are creating conversations, and just start. Don't worry what other people are going to say. If that is part of your value, your mission, your inspiration, post it and just attract the people who actually are looking for what you have to offer. And forget about the noise that the rest of the world will create, because that's just the way it is. Some says, when you talk of creating a mission, vision, and goal, do you have to have different contents for each of the different social media handles, or can a single one serve? I would suggest first start with one. So you've got your main frame, which would be your mission, your 3 topics, or 1 topic or 2 topics. Don't make it more than 3 if you're starting out, or you can get overwhelmed. And then see how those topics can be created into content for, let's start with 1 social media platform. If you're looking for business collaborations, then I would say go into LinkedIn. And if you are more, if you're ready for more work, well, then you can choose 3 platforms. But if you haven't got time, which is very important, what is the time you're going to dedicate to this? Then just work with 1 platform, reshare all the social media platforms, let us reshare, and work on building your brand on that 1 platform for the next 90 days, non-stop. And then you will be able to see if it attracts the right people, and then you can start working on the other platforms. Right, Heather's asking, when is it the right time to monetize your content? That is a very great question. I would say, what is your budget like? Firstly, how many people do you already have following you on your business page or your platform? Look at the different prices. TikTok ads do not have the same price as Facebook ads. The reach on TikTok right now might be much greater than a Facebook ad, but who is your target audience? Are you looking for a younger group of people or an older group of people? So I would always say, look at your budget, look at your audience, and if you think that it would be beneficial to you, go ahead. If not, just keep creating content. Videos definitely have a wide reach on any platform, and connect with people. And at the end of the day, ask them, please feel free to share my content. Please feel free to comment and ask questions. Because actually I've noticed a lot of people need that little nudge to say, share my content, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which automatically I thought was normal, that, well, if you like that, what you're watching on YouTube, you're going to subscribe. But actually people need to be told, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, feel free to share this if you have found it of value, and you will see how you will get more people interested. And ask them, if you need more help, send me a message on Messenger, on WhatsApp, if you're going to use WhatsApp, and get people to create that contact so that you can ask them, how can I help you? I hope that has helped. Thank you, Heather. So we are determining or identifying the platforms for our target audience. Who is your target audience? Now that's the question I wanted to ask. Does anyone who's watching on in Zoom know who their target audience is? Who exactly? Do you have an age group? Do you have a gender? Do you know where they live? I know with Queen Nadia, definitely it will be young people. Anybody who wants to learn, I would love to know the rest of the group, who their target audience and what it is that they would like. See? Okay, Heather, so your organization are youth who focus on water awareness, okay? You live in South Africa, right?
That's correct.
Would it only be for South Africa, Africa, or global?
It's for all. The organization is linked to a global organization, which is BWF, which is the Bled Water Festival.
Right.
Then in Africa, it is a brand which is called Water Warriors. And that is
I've heard of it.
Yeah, and that is for any youth individual or unemployed individual, and also women that are advocating about water. This year, we are advocating clean drinking water. Yeah.
Awesome. Lots of video content, and a vlog or a blog would be an interesting way of getting your brand out there. Okay, so you, firstly, Heather, would be your personal brand. The vision that you have, which is working with this organization for youth and creating that structure to get people to know you as a person, how you help, and your vision and mission. Your mission is to get more people interested in this organization, helping youth understand about water awareness and getting it globally. I hope that has helped.
Yes, absolutely. And then the organization is an affiliation type of organization. The goal is to reach 5 million affiliations in the next 3 years. And that opens up a new project around the actual organization.
Excellent. So now it's the best time to start working on that, getting as many young people aware of that and getting them to share that to grow the organization. So we would need to have a brief meeting and see how you can work on that and gain the focus that you need to grow. Okay? I'll put my contact details afterwards. Right, Nosi, so self-mastery. Could you please explain what you mean? Is it you teaching self-mastery? Would it be to the young or adults?
It would be more, thank you so much for the opportunity. It would be more talking about my story and my journey on self-mastery, and then being a coach and mentor will then lead to me mentoring and coaching different executives, people. I coach students at the moment, so I do want to get into the corporate field as well, coaching and mentoring. Yeah, right. More executives, but it's more just telling my story, where I've been, my internal muscles. So I've been building this brand for the past 3 years around this self-mastery. And I think that's the one thing that I just want to talk about all the time in the next 10 years.
Perfect. That is your passion. That is your mission. You already have that grounded. So excellent. And now it's a work that needs to be done, either creating video content, which would definitely work well, even if you start just on TikTok. And to get the executive part, make sure that you share whatever you have created on TikTok onto LinkedIn, and maybe tweak it a bit so that it has more of an executive feel for the business community.
I don't even have a TikTok account, but I'll start somewhere, okay? Thank you for that.
Right, if you want a 15-minute chat so we can see where you are right now and then where you want to be, say, okay, in the next 2 years, then send me a message, okay? You'll have my details afterwards.
Not a problem, thank you. No, and thank you, Heather, for inviting me.
Thank you, Heather, for sharing. That is excellent. And more people should do that.
It's all about that. It's all about that. It's all about
sharing is caring.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nikki Depina. Do you have any questions, Dr. Nikki?
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so glad that I joined here. I've caught you a bit late, but I'm
okay.
extremely grateful to the presenter. I'm also highly impressed with your presentation. Thank you so much. Yeah, even although the organization, my organization, Global Peace Let's Talk, is large, we need to update on social media platforms, because it's definitely, listening to you, I'm seeing that it's not a strength that we have. We need to improve on that. So I'm just saying thank you very much. And I hope that I can have contact with you after the session. That I would appreciate greatly. Thank you.
Definitely. Are you from South Africa?
I am, but I live in London.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, I was born in Zimbabwe. So I was
Oh, okay, wonderful. Where in Zimbabwe?
in Mutare with the border
Okay.
with
Yeah,
Mozambique.
awesome.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
used to go to Joburg a lot. So I was like, no, the accent I'm trying to figure out reminds me of home.
Okay, because I'm actually from Zambia. Even although I was born in South Africa, I grew up in Zambia. So
Right.
I always say I'm a Zambian, actually. And then I love Mozambique. My husband is from there, so I also love Mozambique.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
We're from Southern Africa.
Yes, but now the South African accent follows you everywhere. That's the truth.
Well, pleased to meet you all, and thank you all for joining us. Right, let's carry on. And yes, I will be putting my details afterwards so that if you have any questions, you can contact me. Hi, Derek. You're from Zambia. That's correct. Thank you. Any questions or anything that you want to ask, please feel free to use the chat. Did someone want to comment? Yes, Heather?
I just wanted to find out, I find myself in a position where networking is the order of my day every day. It's been like that for the last, let me give away my age, but for the last 30 to 40 years. And
Perfect.
I find that nowadays the intertwining of networks, not that I'm having difficulty, but I think the intertwining of networks, because I'm connected to so many people across globally and especially Africa.
Yes.
And one manage that because I now have a skill, which is turning my networking into my net worth. And
exactly.
Now I need to transition from that one point to the other. But I find that the networks has a sense of ownership. So it's a bit tricky for me at this point in time, where I now have to every day be very cautious where I join, when I join, and what Zoom session I join, because now that conversation changes all the time, and it is becoming a bit too much. So I just need a bit of guidance. Definitely.
Right. We'll definitely chat. Once you have my details, we'll discuss that. And I understand how you feel. One thing is certain, Zoom, especially since we've had the pandemic, has become our day-to-day life, at least for a lot of us. Zoom can be very tiring. So we need to know how we're using our time, how we are networking, know where to put the effort, because at the end of the day, we are putting effort and energy, and really making sure that we know who we are, what our mission is, what our values. And yes, we can connect, we can contact people, or rather get people to contact us, because in the beginning you will be the one creating those contacts, but afterwards those people will be sending you contact requests on LinkedIn, for example, and really see if those people really are part of your target audience. Because if it isn't that way, yes, greet them, ask them where they are, how you can help them, ask them how they can help you. But remember, your time is valuable, the same as their time is valuable. And we have to create our boundaries. But we'll discuss that, Heather, when we have our meeting. And
Perfect.
great question. So, since the time is going, and I didn't realize, sorry, Queen Nadia, we might be a little bit over time.
No problem. No problem.
Thank you. So once we have defined who our target audience is, who we would prefer to be our customers, who we want to spend our time with, then we can really work on our voice and tone for each social media platform. So you have a voice. Remember that. Do not worry about all the influencers, all those other people that have millions of followers. That is not you. You are who you are. Like Queen Nadia is Queen Nadia. She has a personality. She has a mission. She has a project. Work with your voice on the social media platforms. Heather is Heather. She is who she is. She has a personality. She has a mission. She has a vision. That is her brand. And the rest with everybody else. Remember, you are you. That is what you're creating on social media as your digital brand. People will be looking up for you, and work with that in mind. So a few questions that I think would be helpful to ask each and every one of us. I usually do this every 6 months, just to redefine a bit where I'm going and find out what I've done previously and what I need to do for the future. Okay. If your brand was a person, what kind of personality would it have? Is it fun, lively, serious, business? Is it flexible? Mine definitely is very flexible. Mine can be very serious on certain things and yet have a fun part on it. If your brand was a person, what's their relationship to the client or customer? How does it treat the other person that you're working with or looking for? That is so important. Describe in adjectives what your brand's personality is not. So mine is definitely not looking to be an influencer like any other person who is an influencer on Instagram, for example. I mean, I have very few people on Instagram. However, I do know them quite well because I have sent them a message, asked them how they are, where they are in their journey right now in life, and what they're looking for. When you have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, that's not going to be easy to do. If you have 200 followers, you still have the time to be able to send them that message. Hi, my name is Mila. I'm a social media strategist. I see you've been following me for the past 2 years. Thank you so much. Is there any way I can help you? Or is there anybody you would like me to introduce you to, and start conversations? So there's a difference between having 200, 500 followers that you still can connect with than having 10,000, 1 million followers who you will never have the time to be able to connect with. That's the difference. There's a question, let me check. Yours will be a mixture, perfect, right. Create those adjectives with what exactly your brand is going to be like, and you will be surprised. Okay, thirdly, describe in adjectives what your brand personality is not. And fourthly, are there any other brands that have a similar personality because you want to be yourself, you want to be unique? And why are they similar? Find out how they can be similar and what are they already creating, and are people sharing their content. And by segmenting your audience into unique personas, it will help with your branding. So remember, voice and tone help to humanize your brand, helps you create a connection with your followers, your audience, your clients, your collaborators. Remember, each one of these is totally different. Your clients are the people that you're already working with. Your potential clients are people you would like to attract who need your services. Your collaborators are people you would like to create a business partnership, people you'd like to be on a podcast with. Those are your collaborators. And then your audience is everybody who sees your profile online and connects with it. So each one is going to be different. Your audience can be general. However, your client needs to be specific. Who exactly do you want to work with? Who do you want to collaborate with? Who do you not want to collaborate with? Yes, Sam, would you like to comment? I see your hand is raised. Good morning. Yes.
Okay, hello.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, please, I just want to thank you for this presentation because for a long time I've been trying to compile the differences between the respective social medias that are available, and I don't seem to have my hand on it. And by this presentation, I've had a clear-cut idea of what each of the social medias tend to stand for. So I want to thank you very much, and also for this wonderful presentation. I also thank Heda for bringing So Others May Eat Foundation on board. We are based in Nigeria, in Africa,
Okay.
and we are grateful for this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And definitely afterwards, you can send me a message and tell me what your vision and mission is for your foundation. And then we can see how you can create the strategy and in which social media platforms you are already on now, and see how you can get better reach. Okay. Right. So now, how do you differentiate? Oh, my computer is doing what it wants right now. Differentiate and tailor content across platforms. Each social media platform offers different benefits for your brand and business. So we need to tailor your content across each one. And that's why I said, if you have little time, focus on one channel and really work on that. If you have a bit more time, then you can go to 2 or 3. What you're going to try to do is to tune into what your target customer, client, collaborator is looking for and create the content that they want. You will be able to share that content either in blog posts, infographics, news, photos, and videos. And as I said, videos right now really have the most benefits or traction to attract audiences. And the most interesting part, which might be scary at first, but at the end of the day, after about 3 videos, whether they're good, bad, whatever, you will get used to doing live videos, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. And it's an interesting strategy to start doing live videos, even if it's a good morning, how are you, what are you doing this morning, or what plans do you have? Because people get to see you and get to find out that you are a real person and that they can actually get to talk to you and ask questions. So if you are ready to do live videos, I would suggest now is the best time to start. So as I was saying, the content types that you can use: photos, videos, and blog posts. Does anybody here have a blog? Right, the questions, right, as you were saying. Okay, Heather would love to have a blog. Notsi would love, not yet. And right, anybody else creating video content? Let me write quickly. So the questions are, if your brand was a person, what personality would it have? That would be one question. If your brand was a person, but remember, persons connect to persons. What's their relationship with the client or customer? And okay, Notsi is saying that you have voice content for the past 6 months, coaching on African Bank Radio every Monday. Great, perfect. Audio content also is another very interesting if you don't want to show your face. Okay. Yeah, volunteering is the best place to start, I always say. And are there any other brands that have a similar personality to yours? Right, there you are. And then I'll send you a copy of this. I'll put a PDF. I hope that helps. Okay. So as I was saying, it is important to measure and adjust your strategy. Each month, if you can, measure your statistics, see which posts have performed well, which posts might have had lower reach. That's one thing about Facebook. It's interesting that you can see the reach that you've had on your post, especially on your profile, not, but on your business page and groups, you can see how many people have seen your post, and you might be surprised that a lot of people have seen your post, but nobody has commented. So just you reuse that post, bump it up again to the top section of your Facebook page by putting a question underneath. Did anybody know that you can say you have a post that you created about 3 months ago and you would like to reuse that post? Instead of resharing it, put a comment or a question in the comment section, and after an hour or two, you'll see that that post has come back up again. So that's a trick to be used, okay, on Facebook. And the key challenge will be breaking through the noise. And as we know, social media is busy, it's noisy. Facebook, the algorithm works the way it works. We cannot do anything about it. What we need to do is make sure that we are training the algorithm to show us the content we would like to see, that we know who we are watching, where we're stopping, because the minute we stop on a post, the algorithm starts calculating, and for tomorrow, you're going to see more posts that are similar. So make sure that you're training the algorithm to show you exactly what you want to see, not what they want to show you, okay? Because remember, we're using the platform as a consumer. And knowing when to post on the different channels. Now, since we are in different time zones, each one would need to see when are the best times to post through the post that they've already created. On Facebook, in the page and groups, if you go to the section of configuration, it will show you the times your post gets seen. And if you can see, say your post get more visualizations around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, try and program your posts on your page or your group an hour before. That way, that people who come in at 1 o'clock will be able to see those posts and hopefully comment on them. And remember to ask questions. Next week, we will discuss about questions to help start creating that interaction, okay? And don't be afraid to experiment. I tell all my clients, social media is a big world. You need to create that spot for yourself. You are unique. Learn to experiment, see what works. Burnout can happen, so make sure that you are strategizing your time, your efforts, your energy. Do not be perfect. No one is perfect, and nobody wants to see someone perfect, okay? But do show your values, your passions, your personality, because people will appreciate the human side of your brand, no matter which platform you choose. So thank you so much for the time that you've spent with us. Here you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. You can either look for my hashtag Coaching con Mila or Connection Digital. And in the chat, I will put my WhatsApp so you can send me a message. As I said, I am in Spain, so you will need the code. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. And thank you so much, Queen Nadia, for the opportunity of giving this course.
Thank you so much, Mila. You are just amazing. We are learning all the time from you. And this is the target of that, in fact, when we have created this Successful One Academy, is for everyone to join, and we are empowering humanity. So don't hesitate to share with other people, bring them to learn and change their life. Thanks to everyone who joined us today, and thank you.
Thank you,
Have
everyone.
a wonderful and blessed day. And I just want to say that in 2 hours, in 2 hours, we have another course that will that can also interest you, because today we have several courses and we are talking about business. We are talking how to make a business and all that. And in 2 hours, we are going to learn how to make your flyer, how to use some platform to use a flyer, make your own things. So if you are interested, be in touch.
Thank you, Queen Nadia. We shall see everyone next week at the same time.
Yes, same professor. Same platform, same professor, same time. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful and blessed day.
Happy Earth Day to everyone.
Yes, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.